What up, everybody out there in podcast land? Thank you for tuning in yet again to another episode of Ken and Ross Present the Get Assata Podcast. We are expressing what our full capabilities to the one in correctional facilities or ICE shows up at our door one way or the other. Brainchild of our child. I am the dad having this operation, Ross Cooper, choking on my drink, coming into you live and in public, if you will. And I'm giddy and I'm hyped up because I don't have allergies for the moment. Looks like we're good. We're in the clear. Sorry for the break. But as always, I am rocking with the best. My co-host, please introduce yourself to the folks.
People was robbing the rich, robbing the poor just to feed the rich. Yeah, what's good, everybody? Everybody's having a good day, month, year, hour, second, all that good stuff. You watch the platforms. Please share with your friends, family, pets, bug on the wall, aliens, I say, mailman, garbage man, all that good stuff. You watching on the tube, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Because if you don't, power's going to go out for a week.
Man, that means your ass gonna be funky. Um,
What, doesn't what?
how is your power go out, dog? You got no electricity, right?
Right.
How you?
Unless everything is pure electric, you still have gas stoves, and you can boil some water and still wash your ass.
Most apartments are now electric stoves because gas
Not
stoves
mine,
create that
but
ability.
okay.
Because you're not in an apartment, sir.
I'm in an apartment.
Oh,
So
shit.
yeah. So
And it's
gas,
gas.
yeah.
I'm
Gas
shocked.
is
I'm
the
shocked.
you no, I mean, most apartments ain't gonna get rid of gas.
Yeah, they are
Hey,
because
Cali,
from an insurance standpoint, you're never going to have a pot on an electric stove catch fire.
that's
You
cool.
can
Have
do that
electric
with gas.
fires. That happens.
An
But
electrical fire is whatever that can happen anywhere. You
there you go.
Some strange happen, but you ain't gonna put the pot roast on and fall asleep and have a problem with it on an electric stove.
That's your
Gas,
fault.
you will.
Nah, that's not like a personal problem. Like, yeah, because I prefer gas. One, it cooks better. Two, like you said, like I said, if the power goes out, I still can use the stove. So you can still wash your ass, you can still cook. Mmm. Mmm. Mmm.
We are clearly on one today already. We are clearly on one today already. So we gonna jump right into it. It is a sad day, kind of sort of. The great Assata Shakur has transitioned to join the ancestors. We will take a moment to honor her, a real revolutionary, unlike certain people, someone who actually gave the U.S. government this BS. I forgot. Ooh, almost slipped. Gave this government and these BS the largest of fingers. Escaped to Cuba. They only want to call her a refugee because that's what the U.S. do. That's what the U.S. does. That's what the Western powers do. But remember, I don't want to say it wrong because I think she's always associated with the Black Panther Party. I think the party that she's affiliated with was different. But anyone who can give the U.S. government the finger and can go to another place and still consistently give the finger, and I don't care because when you see things through the American lens, Cuba's evil, Cuba's bad, Castro's horrible. I mean, I get it from the white American lens. Cuba was like, yo, Russia, y'all put these missiles here, no problem. It's cool. And everyone here lost their ish. Now, we conveniently don't say nothing about the US having bases pretty much everywhere.
And
And one of the key,
Alaska, which is right
like,
next door.
it's pretty much right. Like the quote Sarah Palin, I can see Russia from my house.
Yeah. The sad part is she ain't even lying.
Right, that's a joke. They said jokingly because it would have made it like a goofball, but that's not completely untrue.
It's not. It's right there. It's literally close as hell.
Like, dog, I could be wrong, and this is gonna be my goofy moment if I'm wrong. The distance between Alaska's furthest point and Russia, Alaska's most western point and Russia's most eastern point might be the distance slightly more than New York to LA. It's probably a little more than that. Probably more than
Probably a little more, but for
that.
missiles,
But you
that's
you
nothing.
get you get what I'm saying. You
That's
understand? Let's put it this way. If there was ever military beef, Russia could let loose on what is considered American soil real easy.
true, but like I said, I don't know how many bases and what operations have in Alaska, but the same thing can happen. Alaska, if there is beef, Alaska can just set shit up, set stuff off. And you got submarines everywhere in the whole ocean, so it's like you can get hit from anywhere.
Wait a minute, dog. Not even. Distance between mainland Russia and mainland Alaska is about 55 miles.
Oh, that's way less
That's
too.
nowhere.
That's
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 that's where you're at to DC.
DC. I'm about to say that's the distance between here and DC. Oh yeah, hell no.
Like that's the
Throw a
closest
grenade over
point.
there.
Right. But that's yeah, that's nowhere, dog. Like it takes longer to get from Baltimore to Northern Virginia.
That yeah. Like I said, I see Russia will have something like, yeah, you got a state that you somehow conveniently got, by the way. That is right there. Like we're
Okay.
basically neighbors.
Pretty much. Worst kind, but yeah.
Well, yeah, neighbors that
But
hate. But yeah.
but to give a little bit of background, because I knew the name, I knew some of the things, but I'm just going to gloss over this. This is from the AP. Assata Shakur was a black liberation activist given political asylum in Cuba after escaping from prison, where she was serving a life sentence for killing a police officer, allegedly. Um, because Mumia Abu Jamal is in prison for allegedly killing a police officer as well. I know y'all gonna find issue with it, but I tell you what, for any CK fans who happen to come across this pod, we covered this before. Covered this before. Understanding, empathy, not sympathy. So we're gonna tell the truth. So if you mad about anything, I'll put it on me. Anything I say about Assata Shakur, she wasn't a hate monger. But as per usual with a lot of you clowns, you probably need to go do your homework. What good reason would you have to go investigate a freedom fighter if you sit on the CK side of the fence? Probably not. So we're gonna educate your goofy asses a little bit. But yeah, she was a member of the Black Panther Party and the Black Liberation Army. Um, Cuba was like, hey, come through. They've been asking for her return since she's been gone. Cuba has summarily given them the finger. Like, nah, she cool. So, as always, shout out to Cuba for keeping her sister safe. She was 78 years old. I'm sure she lived a much better and easier life there than she would have possibly ever lived here. They actually put the FBI. Oh, we're going to find this funny. The FBI put Sister Shakur on the list of most wanted terrorists. You mean the same FBI that helped put drugs with along the CIA put drug that FBI? You mean the same FBI that may or may not have had something to do with knowledge of 9/11? That FBI?
Hey, we'll see them in Valhalla, man.
It's just funny how this works. Funny how this works. They got pulled over. Shakur and two others were pulled over by New Jersey State Police because of a broken taillight. Gunfight ensued, and one of the troopers got blasted, and another one was wounded. But someone on the liberation side was also unalive. Um, she's originally from the world's greatest city. Found guilty of murder and armed robbery and other crimes the year I was born and sentenced to life. Charged with additional bank robberies and the non-fatal shootings of two other police officers. Talk about piling on. But most of these charges were dismissed or resulted in her acquittal. Wonder why? Wonder why? But in November 79, members of the Black Liberation Army, posing as visitors, stormed the Clinton Correctional Facility for women, took two guards hostage, and commandeered a prison van to break her out. Sounds like the end of Black Steel in a Moment of Chaos by Public Enemy. If you don't know the song, get familiar. And then she disappeared, then popped up in Cuba. Fidel Castro was like, yo, you down with us. So there's that. I know. Y'all don't think she was a hero. And I know who y'all are. But you get pulled over for a tail light? No, that's not suspicious. Gunfight ensues. I can see that happen. Gets convicted of murder. That's interesting because again, this is a tail light. We don't know. Weren't no body cams in '77. I'm fairly sure of it. So we don't know who instigated what. For all we know, they could have pulled firearms, shot that entire car up, and said, "Oh, look, they pulled on us first." '70s.
Probably.
And you're part of the Black Panther Party, you know that radical communist terrorist party that's trying to liberate black people and feed black kids. Oh hell no!
Really liberate everybody, to be honest. But
You know.
yeah.
But rest in power to the sister. Um, Shout out to Cuba yet again. Your thoughts, sir?
Yeah, I ain't got much more to add than what you said. So yeah, rest in power to her. Shout out
Yeah,
to the non-racist Cubans. So yeah.
yeah. True. I totally forgot about them.
Because you forget,
True.
yeah, they might be cool there, but when they get here, they kind of forget. But it's a whole nother subject. But yeah,
Yeah,
shout out to
it's that running joke, yo. Cubans get here, and 20 minutes later they become Republican.
amazing. But you can white pass it sometimes. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
your name gives it away though, especially the last one. Shout out Nick.
Yeah. But I suggest everyone do their homework who's concerned. I get the problem that we live in right now. You and I have talked about this, I think, online, maybe offline, is most people on either side of this goofy ass red and blue, most people don't look for knowledge, they look for confirmation bias. So a lot of people are going to feel a certain way about something and don't bother to look for something that opposes it. I think when you say Black Panthers, it comes with the connotation. It comes with a certain aspect. It comes with a certain belief, and it's black berets, black jackets, it's guns. You know, that's the imagery that's automatically conjured up. That's not by accident. I
Oh no,
strongly suggest, yeah, I strongly suggest anyone who really wants to know do their research. Um, I still wish I was up there with you because I'd go to the informational. We talked about it. I'd go to the informational, but it's just another. Remember, Black Panther Party for self defense. We leave that out, and it's important to say it because let America could tell it. It's a terrorist organization, and they were communists. Well, once you do homework, you realize communism is actually preferred to capitalism. But that's not true. Communism, socialism are evil. No, no, no. No. It just means you don't need to set up a McDonald's every freaking 2 blocks, and CEOs don't need to make 290 times more than what the average worker makes.
man, this is what, bro. Take the word communism, socialism, whatever. Even though communism is a subsection of socialism, take those words away. Just have this system be blank A and this system be blank B and see all the pros and cons. And most people will pick B without even realizing that it was socialist. There you go. Now, like, they
Bars.
already ran a poll and some stuff on there. They basically did exactly what I did, a blank statement. Say, oh, would you prefer this type of life or this type of system or this, that? And people unironically chose socialism. It was like, so that's what socialism is. I don't have a
Right.
problem with it. It's just the word I was taught to hate it since birth.
Right. Right.
Like, yeah.
You know, but the next couple of things we're going to touch on here, very interesting. So, Doge. You remember that word, the Department of Government Efficiency, back when Elon and Trump were best buds and resulted in the firing of a lot of federal employees, some of which I know personally. Well, funny things happened. Was it January? We're in September. Funny thing happened. A lot of those employees get hired back. Federal employees do actually have a union, and the ones that remained have been forced to work in office. I know from personal knowledge, there's not enough room because upon firing these employees, these goofballs actually close certain offices down too. Well, now you got to hire people back, and you ain't got room. That's one. Two, there is a union because regular employees are have permission to work from home 3 days out the week. Idiot boy here decided to say, nope, you got to come in office. For what reason is beyond my level of understanding. But then this goes back to the BS of the system anyway. Because if you remember, one of the lessons we learned from pandemic time is what? Most of us, most of this nonsense can be done at home in your pajamas. There is no reason to leave your house and sit in traffic and burn gas and get frustrated. No reason to do that.
So you
But
mean I mean,
capitalism gonna capitalize. And when the pandemic was over, no, y'all can go back to work. Y'all need to go back in office. What for? What? Why? 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 Make it make sense. No, it doesn't because it makes money. And when it makes money, it ain't got to make sense no more. So all of the money that was allegedly saved, Department of Government Efficiency. Again, I know personally people who got let go and were on payroll the entire time. That is called a what? Paid vacation.
sounds like a great plan to me.
Right.
Get
Where's
paid
the
to
money
do
that was saved? Y'all saved all this money. How? You essentially have just paid people to be on vacation from February to now. What money was saved?
You want to save money? Stop sending other countries money. Billions. There you go. I would love to add up all the money we sent to them other countries the last few years, but
Yeah, certain countries that have free healthcare, certain countries
they
that have
still,
free college tuition. Do do
yeah,
do do do.
stuff we do
Well,
not
boy,
have. And then people are willing to go to bat for it. Say, yeah, we shouldn't have that. Like I've never seen a rat be happy to be in a trap.
I'm convinced. But I guess I shouldn't be surprised because we know it. Because again, the fun part about any MAGA argument is when you start bringing it down to facts. You can call them idiots and not exactly be lying. The standardized test scores from red states kind of speaks for itself.
The ultimate confirmation is Donald Trump literally saying, basically, my entire base is stupid. Like the fact, like I don't know about John Maga and stuff, bro. I don't know if I let that slide. That your Lord and Savior is calling me stupid. I don't know.
Right,
I don't
right.
know if I can sit
Well,
there and
as
bring it.
long as you can convince the dumbest white man they're better than the lowest, the better than the best black man, you
Even if
win
they're
it.
stupid,
Yes,
I mean
yes,
that is
absolutely yes.
stupid. So that makes sense. That is stupid. So it does make sense.
That is peak dumb. That is not peak humanity. That is peak stupidity.
It might be peak, man. They're superior race. So yeah, there you go. Peak dumbass. But yeah,
So
back.
yeah, they're all getting hired back. I'm happy, but I just need you MAGA wood riders, you MAGA bootlickers to just riddle me this. So you were sold that this is government efficiency. We're gonna trim the fat. We got all these lazy federal employees taking up so much money. Right. So you let all of them go to only months later hire them back after paying them the entire time. Does that sound efficient to you?
Yes.
Listen, can I get, let me see, February, it is now September, so this comes to effect till October. 8 months. Can I get 8 months of paid vacation? Like they even had to file for unemployment. They still get the check.
A full check?
Whole check. Whole check.
Man, they ain't lying about government jobs being good.
Right. How is that
Came on
efficient?
vacation to do nothing.
Right, dog.
Boy.
Like you didn't even and when the check stops, then you gotta worry about filing for unemployment, how much you gonna get, blah blah blah. You wouldn't have to worry about none of that. You've been at home chilling, getting the same direct deposit, same benefits. Hold on. Oh,
I,
by the way, we made a mistake. Do you want your job back?
I mean, hey, you can keep me fired, bro. Hey.
No, because this time they're gonna make it for real. They got the letter saying, okay, you have X amount of time to come back to your job, or we need it this time. We're gonna cut you off.
I want to test that out. Hey, leave my vacation fully. Wow.
8 months, yo. You've been at home. Like, how big of a vacation can I go on? I'm still getting paid. Excuse me, for 8 months, and I ain't worked a day.
That's
Not a
what
day.
I guess that's just how like a little small percentage of how rich people feel. They just, barely do anything, just get paid.
Right. At least they're running companies. At least they're making some decisions. This
Yeah,
is
but how often
vacation.
are they? Because they got a board on. Like, how often are they really making? They
Oh,
kind of.
that's a lot. That's a lot. It's like all okay. All nonsense aside, the amount of information and like all BS aside, the decisions you make can be make or break. Classic example. Look at Target. Like Target, somebody up there made a decision to be like FDEI. Let's get rid of all of this blackity black stuff, and now his ass is out of job. So it matters.
Yeah, but it's just one of the things that is called failing up. It's like I'd never heard of that term, but recently, last few years, I heard it's like, how do you fail up? Like, when you're CEO of major companies, you fail up because you usually get like a big $500 million signing bonus or go buy bonus. Like, oh,
Yeah.
so I got fired and I just made more money than I probably did when I had the job. Wow.
Yeah. Or you failing up. Offset. Failing up.
Offset.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the rapper?
Yes.
How did he fail up?
Bruh. So let's get this straight. You from this bum ass group, the Migos. Okay, cool. You do what you do. But of course, it's three of y'all, so you got to split that bread. It's three of y'all, right? You do good, you got to split that bread by three.
Right?
You fail up by marrying Cardi B, then doing all this goofy nonsense on the side. Now you're getting divorced, but because you're legally married, you are asking for an astronomical amount of money from your ex-wife.
That's if you get it though. So how you didn't fail up?
Yeah, you did because you're legally married. And once you
Okay.
good, here's the thing. Good luck proving the infidelity is not in question. Good luck proving that in court, Cardi. I'm
Car
not, let me be very clear. I'm not saying he deserves it per se, but legally speaking, if I walked into this and we just toss out a number, if we both walked into this, I'm worth 2 million, you worth 2 million. But over the course of the marriage, you pull a Cardi and blow all the way up. You a personality, you got this and this and that, all these advertisements, and over the course of the marriage, I'm worth 5 million, but now you worth 100. Fam, guess what? Legally, not morally, legally, you acquired all of that while we were married. You owe.
Not really, because she can consider she's Dominican, and I'm pretty sure she keeps receipts because she seems to keep receipts on everybody else when she beefing. So I'm sure she kept receipts on her husband. So if he ever tries to, I'm sure he could go to the judge like, yeah, here's this woman, here's this, that, and that, and here you go. And in fact, I want some of his bread. So yeah, that's not failing up, brother. But
And oh, I forgot the ultimate failing up. Jennifer Lopez's first husband. She paid that cat five. He was a backup dancer. He was her backup dancer. She married him. She paid this cat $5 million to get out the marriage. That's a win. That's failing up. That's, you was J Lo's backup dancer, dog. Let's have a real moment for a second. You could have just been the boy toy on the side. Nobody would have known nothing. You get to say I was a backup dancer that did some interesting things with J Lo. Not that. You didn't do that. You married her.
I mean, that is
And when
now
she
that's
got,
failing up. That offset stuff, though.
and,
That's like you tapping J Lo and you married her, man. You get fired. Ah, that's so crazy, man.
bro,
Marriage is trash. But yeah, great. Hey, salute to failing out. My most hires failing out. It's mostly CEOs because I don't know how you get fired on your day off and get more money. Like I don't know how that happens. Like Craig will be. I wish I could get fired to get more than I was making. Wish that could happen. Like, you
right.
know what? You did a horrible job. Here's $1 billion. You know what? Here's 500 M. You know what? Here's
That's
250.
that's that's what they call the golden parachute. I mean, it's like, and maybe
Damn.
I'm thinking of it from a poor man's standpoint because I'm like, dog, whatever that walk away money is, that's the last money you ever gonna make. Like that's it.
That's
Ain't nobody trusting you
generational
to run.
wealth.
Ain't nobody trusting you to run no more companies. Ain't nobody gonna ask you to sit on a book. Are you kidding me? You
You
just
do
stumped a
realize
Fortune 100 company.
that some of the CEOs that fail fail up, they get the money and sometimes they're still on the board. So they're still getting paid. They're just not the head
Oh,
of it.
yeah.
So yeah. Like plus if I give you 250 M's or 500 M's or $1 billion, what the else do you need? Plus the money you was already making before then. So let's not stop there. You was making generational wealth before that. Now you're getting a big ass get the hell out bonus on
Yeah.
top of whatever you had. So you're probably worth more than $1 billion. And you don't need it. Like at that point, doesn't matter. What more money
Yeah.
do you need?
Because I was gonna say, like, what's name is a different example. Remember, Disney fired their CEO and hired the old guy back. That's different because he had just stepped down. So he didn't screw Disney up when he left. I think it's Bob Iger. He just stepped down. So
Yeah.
when the new dude screwed up, I forgot what it was, but when he screwed up and he's like, "Yeah, you got to go," they just hired the same guy back, which is different because when he left, he hadn't screwed up. He just left. So there's that. But yeah,
And filling up is crazy concept, but shout out to Kaep.
but yeah, federal employees are going to be getting their jobs back as they should. But I'd really love to ask one of these Trump wood riders. So help me understand because y'all was initially it was drain the swamp. Then I will give it to you. What the head of MAGA has always done is say something that makes sense, just leaves out the part where it's gonna get twisted to strictly pretty much his benefit, and it doesn't actually happen. So back in 2016, join the swamp, I'm gonna join the swamp. I'm gonna get with all these career politicians. And, yo, honestly, I'm with it. Why are you sitting in Congress at 75 years old? Why are you still here? Why? What are you doing? What are you doing? You're older than my father-in-law. Why are you still sitting in Congress? And nothing's changed, right? So I'm with you, old Donnie boy. I'm with you. Drain the swamp, which is Congress in D.C. You are absolutely right. Problem is, didn't happen. Didn't happen. Dude, Department of Government Efficiency with a mofo that wasn't born here. You buddying up with Elon Musk, the richest person on the planet, because we know you're a bootlicker for wealth and power. We know. But what you've essentially done is given federal workers an 8-month paid vacation with benefits. and anyone in Magaland, feel free to comment. How was that efficient? How did that help? How did that help?
I don't know. They ain't got them jobs, so it didn't. But yeah,
But right, you didn't get the job. Also, they stayed paid. They kept getting paychecks. So how is that efficient at all?
if anything, I don't think they more mad they gotta go back. Like, damn, I'm cool with the vacation getting paid in 2 months.
Fam, do you know how long you got to work at a job to get 8 months worth of vacation time?
I don't
You
even think that's possible.
exactly. You would have to start working here at 16. And by the time you're 50, you could probably pull that off.
And that means never taking a day off ever. Yeah, never.
Never, ever,
No,
ever at all.
no,
Like
no.
8 months of vacation time, dog. You're gonna have to fake sick at least one or two. You could you could have to fake sick at least one or two.
You had to blackmail your boss for that.
Right, right. And since we're on the money train, let's keep on rolling. The other goof up, and we you and I kind of disagree on it, but I still say power to the people. Kimmel got his job back. Speaking of Disney, speaking of Disney, Kimmel got his job back.
What do we disagree?
So Kimmel pretty much got suspended slash canceled, right? We the people was finally like, oh hell no. So Disney stock dropped. People started canceling Disney Plus subscriptions, canceling their Disney vacations. Disney people wet the bed. Is like, oh shit, they serious. Yeah, yeah. Funny little thing, that First Amendment, huh? Freedom of speech, freedom of the press. Fun little thing, huh? And the people was finally like, FOH, dog. So again, we started with Assata Shakur. Now again, we the people. We the people got Jimmy's job back. We talked about this briefly offline. You didn't just necessarily agree. But
The people did that. What part did I not agree with?
um you thought it was bottom line affecting. I think it was a slight nod to, not a nod to, but you didn't think it was all of the people. You think it has something to do with affecting the bottom line. But I'm like,
Oh,
we
duh.
the people,
Well,
we the people did that. We
yeah,
did that.
you did because you affect the bottom line. That two things can be true. What? If you don't affect the bottom line, they don't give a like if we can everybody can tweet and margin all they want, but if you keep buying subscriptions, keep going on Disney vacations, keep taking little Johnny and little Timmy to freaking Disney World and Disneyland, they're not gonna care. But if you stop all that and you start affecting the money, yeah.
Mm.
What where did I disagree at?
I tell you that see the issue is I'm using my phone. I'd have to go back and look at the actual text you sent, and I can't do that right
I
this
think
moment.
no. This is where I think where you think I disagree. I agree. There's people because they felt about this is what we've been preaching this whole time. This is what I've been preaching. Like,
Okay.
but my issue is y'all did all that for now. Shout out to the Target stuff, the DEI stuff. Now that was great. But y'all
That's
did
another
all
one.
that. Y'all came together for the Jimmy Kimmel shit, but y'all can't come together for like real life ish that affects everybody. Not saying Jimmy Kimmel doesn't, but that's just a talk show host, and let's be real, Netflix would have picked him up in a heartbeat if he stayed that way. So it was like, yo, I can't come together for like real issues for either minorities or just people in general. It ain't even gotta be minorities if y'all don't
But
like it. I can't come together for stuff like that. Like you see how
but that
quick y'all
is
did that? Cause that shit got announced what a few days ago. Now all of a sudden y'all like I'm just saying y'all have a great selective time to come together for shit, but not for the real issue.
but that is a real issue though.
It is and it isn't. Because like I said, talk about failing up. I am 100% sure, and you agree with me too, that Netflix would have picked him.
Maybe,
So yeah,
maybe.
dog, they're already trying to get into live TV. They already got the pay-per-view stuff. Well, not pay-per-view, but you know, they're showing the boxing match. They're already showing live stuff. So
Well,
imagine you have one of the
let's start.
biggest live talk show hosts on Netflix. They will jump on that. And then at on top of that, we all know Netflix don't give a fuck. So he will be able to say whatever he wants. So yeah, they would have probably more than likely picked up on that. That's why I said I wouldn't feel too bad because they probably would have picked his ass up. Now, the
There,
problem is
there's a
the whole freedom of speech thing. There you go. Because it all happened because, you know, Trumpet boy, the red lizard, said, yeah, we need to just you know, I don't like what he said about Charlie Kirk, even though he literally didn't say nothing crazy. He just quoted him. Or just basically said, yeah, you live with hate, you die with hate. But hey, Donald boy was like, yeah, you gotta do something about that. So the network obliged. And now you realize the people ain't really rocking with it. And it's affecting your bottom line. So it's like, you know what, now no boy, unless you gonna pay us directly, yeah, we can't do that. All right, cool. But yeah, let's do this with some real issues next, guys. Come on.
I
Let's do
mean, like I
that
said,
next.
I think it's a real issue. Because it goes back to the analogy I made. I forgot what we were talking about, but it goes to another analogy I made before. Listen, if there's a bank vault and it's got $1 million in it, you don't notice $20 being taken away every day. It's $20. I got $1 million in there, right? But eventually, them $20 add up. Canceling Kimmel was $20. It starts there.
No, it doesn't. It don't start there. It's been starting for hundreds of years. We're bankrupt. So nah, we've been noticed, but no one's doing that. You're worried about a fucking dollar. Let's worry about the billions of dollars we've lost. Let's do that. This is like, I'm sorry. Like, one dude is rich, he elite too, so that's why maybe part of the reason why I don't feel too bad. But I do feel because, like you said, we are blurring the lines with freedom of speech, and the whole point of freedom of speech is to protect you from the government, not regular
It's,
people. Sorry, Charlie Kirk, but it ain't gonna save you from a regular person. But the government, yeah, they not supposed to do that, and they're literally doing that. And we kind of just saw that. So yeah, that part I agree. I'm glad people jumped on it, but it's like there's other issues we can jump on too. I'm not mad at this happening. I'm just like, damn, y'all went together so quickly. Why can't we do that for everything else? That's all I'm saying.
because and to that end, it's gosh, you're right. This is one of those two things can be true, but probably two things should. You're absolutely right. Because in as much as these things matter and the erosion of being able to say what you want matters, and I get it, freedom of speech, so on and so forth. There are slightly bigger things that our attention. There are 1,200 people missing now. So whatever they built in Alligator Alcatraz, those people, they're truly undocumented at this point. And no pun intended. They cannot be found. Everyone that essentially was abducted and taken to Alligator Alcatraz cannot be found. So to that end, I'm with you. I get the significance of Jimmy Kimmel, but the bigger issue here is there are 1,200 people that pretty much ISIS kidnapped, put in a gulag, and now cannot be found. There's no records. Records that people try to find just says processing or in transit to where exactly. These are people with family members and everything else, and they've pretty much fucking vanished.
Yeah.
So while Jimmy is a victory, true, can we please locate, and all I can do, and I need people to understand this, put yourself in that predicament. When you're seeing these people getting snatched off the streets by ICE, these mystery masked men with this imaginary ass authority, no charges, no nothing. You get put in a van, taken to wherever. Where's the fucking due process here? No phone calls to family. No one knows where you are. That is scary.
What bad is that? That's bad. You say everything I'm saying. I'm saying I'm glad we did. I'm not disagreeing. Yes, but he's not the biggest victim. Cause like I said, he has a parachute. He be like, I'm sorry to say, his people get fired. He be alright. But bruh, us regular people, we going through it. Cause I'm saying like we can't do two things at once. That's my issue. It's not disagreeing about what this. I'm glad it happened. It shows the power of the people. But I need that power to be used right. I need to be
Yeah,
pointed at something that affects all of us. Like Jimmy again doesn't necessarily do that, but I'm glad it does because at least shows the middle finger to Donny boy. But we need to forget just middle fingers. We need to point something else at him too. Like, come on. Nah, this
agreed.
ain't all right, people. But yeah, like yeah, I just like I love how quick we did for this, but everything else is just dividing. It's
It's
like, oh, it can't be done. Like, what are we doing? You did it for Target. You did it for this. So why can't we do it for all the other ish that really matters
because
as well?
the problem is though, the reality situation is when you start looking into when you start looking into the things you use every day and how they come about, you're really gonna have to pick and choose which demon you're okay with. Because the sad reality of it is the major retailers, um, Walmart and Amazon, both of them have some issues ethically. And because they exist, you can't, like we talked about this, you can't necessarily replace them. There's no Walmart, Amazon, Target. If you don't shop at all three, I'm not sure where you're getting everything from. You're gonna have
But
to really put some effort into finding ways around that.
no,
That's not easy.
no, you don't. Amazon, maybe. All the others, no. Because I literally living proof of that. But Amazon, I barely touch it, but I'll give you that one. Because they literally own and sell everything. But
And see, the problem is they've also squeezed out like the place that you used to be able to replace them, but they've squeezed out the small mom and pop stores.
not the other chain stores. But yeah, they are squeezed. But depending on where you, and now this is all location based as well. Because you still live in small towns, whatever. You might not even have a Walmart and all that. But yeah, um, my thing with that is you keep saying choose a demon. Nah, we don't. Like that mentality is how we just stay where we are. You can kill all your demons, literally. It can be done. Now, would you want to do it? Is another question, which is where I think we all have the conundrum. Well, y'all have the conundrum, not me. But yeah, kill all the demons. We just proved with Target and this Disney shit. And Disney is the ultimate probably conglomerate outside of Amazon because they literally own every fucking thing. So yeah, you hit their
Well,
pockets and just boycott the shit. Stuff
well,
won't change.
hold on. Let's walk it down for a second here. If you boycott Walmart or Target, that's an easy replacement. If you were to boycott Target, Walmart, and Amazon, you're in a world of hurt,
No, you're
or you're
not.
in a world of. I mean, again, it goes back to where you live. But
I-
if you're not in a major city, I don't really see how you could boycott those three
There's
collectively.
other stuff. StockX, eBay. There's other stuff that does that. That Facebook Marketplace. There's other stuff that people work around. Whatever. Hell, even Temu if you really about it. But like, yo, if you really want to do it, sacrifices will have to be made.
I agree.
I don't think that's a
In
huge
general,
sacrifice in my opinion. As many fucking shopping places as it is, you don't have to go to Walmart or whatever.
because again, you just remember a certain amount of privilege you have. You are speaking from the standpoint of having lived in two major cities,
That's
the
true.
second largest city in the glorious Empire State, and where you're at currently.
But
You have
guess
not,
what? I already mentioned small towns and all that. Most of them probably don't even fucking have a Walmart and all that. So yeah,
or they might only have. Well, most of these small towns only have a Walmart.
or probably not. And they have a lot more mom and pop shops, which is the so yeah. There are ways to circumvent, and it will cause for everyone to work together. Because then, if you do boycott, that means the rise of mom and pops come back up. The need, the value
Yeah, I
comes
mean,
back up. So that
most of
it's
this
a
just happens.
win-win. You're feeding the money back to the people, and they're going to take care of you.
Agree. I mean,
So
but most of this goes back to one of the things we've learned. I've been interrupted there.
uh,
One of the things we've learned back in 5 years ago is, and I didn't know this, the amount of people who don't want to be around people is staggering. Like, I couldn't wait to get back to the gym, to get back to the movies, to get back to the mall. The problem with the mom and pop system is it requires you to be around people, to go to the store. There are people who really enjoy this. I can get everything other than people delivered to my house. That's the other issue in general. We have become extreme, not even will become, but it became very noticeable in 2020 how anti people and anti-social so many of us are. I
well,
can't relate because I love people.
because we both
Like,
grew up in different eras before the internet and all that, where you can literally have relationships, friendships, everything on the internet. You don't have to meet in person. Online dating, all that. But even with all that said, yo, that's cool. You can still not be around people. Just go around certain times. You can avoid people. That's what I do. But hey,
Dog,
it's
there are
okay.
people who
It's
literally
like
enjoy the
I'm
fact that
saying, if we want change, bro, change is not going to be a painless thing, bro.
no, it's
Sacrifices
gonna
will
be
have to
you're
be
gonna be
made.
uncomfortable.
So if you want for the greater good and a better tomorrow for you, your children, and your whatever, your descendants, what's a little struggle? And then honestly, how much of a struggle would it be if everybody's on the same page? Probably won't even be a struggle. You might actually
It's
be better, be
a
honest with
lot.
you. But it's all right. Just want the things and you want the things now and one day.
We want easy. We want easy. We people speaking from an American standpoint, they want easy, they want convenient, they want safety. And when you have those three things converging, it makes it suddenly makes authoritarianism seem a little more palatable. It's more convenient.
We're seeing it
Hey,
now.
that's what I'm saying. That you're absolutely right. That's what I'm saying. You're right. It's more convenient. Hey, give us all your information so we know how to market to you. That little checkbox at the bottom of most things now. Yeah, give us your information so we know how to give you the things you say you want. Thank you. Now we have all your information. There's the easy. You know, we want safety. Hey, give us all your information so we can keep you safe from this thing. So we can sell you this thing that'll make you safe. You need a ring camera. No, you need a ring camera and a door cam and something on your garage. No, you need a motion detector too. Hey, you need guns. You need lots of guns. So just in case the cameras and everything else fail, you got guns. Now I've sold you safety. It's amazing how everything is there's a sale involved. And everything is let me sell you this thing.
Fabulous. But hey, those who trade in their freedom for protection deserve neither. So
Deserve neither.
yeah, that's
But
how.
to your point, yeah, you're right. It will require some sacrifice, but then I just like I said, I was not aware there are people who literally don't want contact with people. That's so odd to me.
Now can you with the climate now? I get it. I understand it.
No contact? Dog, no. Like I was when we were on lockdown, I was dying. I needed people. I needed to
That's
be just
you.
have someone to talk to.
That's you. One, when they say no contact, I'm sure the people have people with contact. It's just people that they're comfortable with. They just don't like strangers, which is perfectly fine.
Dog, when they were, and I suspect they were older, bruh. I'm speaking from personal experience. When they said lockdown, quarantine, don't go out, I knew of people who didn't leave their house for 3 weeks. Don't come over, didn't leave their house. Everything was delivered to their doorstep. Like,
Well, that was
like
fear. Well, that was fear. Government said, it's a killer virus and we need to quarantine. So they listen. That's easy. So where you
did
going?
you stay in the house? Did you stay in the house?
That's not that one. That don't mean nothing because I wasn't afraid of the shit. So that's apples and oranges. I'm talking about people that actually bought into it and was actually scared. So yeah, if you were actually scared and you want to listen, yeah, you're not gonna leave. You're gonna take the advice, be away from people because I don't want to get affected by you, random mother.
Well,
So
hold on.
yeah,
So you didn't. So you were completely fearless. You didn't have just
yes.
a little bit of yo, what if?
Oh, I got sick during that time. Still didn't give.
Wow. So salute to you, because I honestly can say there was a bit of listen, if I'm wrong on this, it gets ugly. Like if I'm wrong, I know what my brain is telling me and what science is telling me. But if I'm wrong on this, it's gonna go real wrong. Should I stay my ass in the house? I just took the risk. I, I just took the risk
I did it.
because the mental strain of just sitting, and this is not a case of oh Ross, you can't sit with yourself. No, I I genuinely like conversation. If nothing else, even doing this pod with you, it's a conversation. I like people for the most part, even if people I don't agree with, because there's an opportunity there, at least on my thought, to build a bridge. Hey, maybe I don't agree with you, but at least I can understand you. So no, sitting in the house at no point, and hey, if y'all gonna be mad at me about it, be mad. At no point ever did I quarantine. Fuck out of here. No. Well, you were a risk to no, I wasn't a risk to anything. I took care of myself. I took my vitamins. I got fresh air. I went for 2020. When I look at my running app, I've never had more running miles than a year than 2020. I literally was out there every other day.
Well,
5K,
you
5K,
contradicted
5K,
yourself.
5K.
Because now you said there was no risk, but then you said, well, what if I'm wrong? So there was a risk. You just didn't care.
No. See, you just basically said, F it, I'm good.
Yeah, you can't just say there was no risk because I was doing this, that, and third. No, you still took a risk. I admit, said I don't give a fuck about the risk. It's not a risk to me. You can't just say, oh, I need to see people, but what if I'm wrong? I never had that thought in my mind. You did, so that means you took a risk. Right. So don't say I didn't take a risk. Yes, you did.
For
I
clarity's
ain't taking
sake.
risks. I ain't give a fuck. So there you go.
I mean, for clarity's sake, like, yeah, it was in the back of my mind. It was that small little voice of, yo, I hope I'm right on this. Like, I know how this is supposed to go. It's a 1 to 2% fatality rate. It's a respiratory disease,
Mhm.
primarily affecting people whose respiratory systems might be a little bit iffy right this moment.
Pretty much.
I don't fit this criteria. People
Right.
try to convince me you're diabetic. It affects. Can
Well,
somebody make me explain how a respiratory disease affects a blood sugar? You can't make that make sense to me. So,
there was someone
but
can
then
make it.
there's that. What if I'm wrong? What if I'm wrong?
Well, whatever you were. Well,
But I couldn't. I go back. I go back to in the same way. Present day, I am shocked the amount of people with the BS of MAGA. It then I was blown away by how many people was like, "Oh my God, I'm so happy not to be around people. Oh my God, I'm just so happy to be in my house." And I'm like, y'all seriously just want to sit in the house
yeah, I
like
guess you
dead
don't know what a
ass?
homebody is, brother.
I do. I
No, you
do.
don't. Because if you're questioning, you really don't. You don't.
Like, okay, so let me ask you this.
You don't.
Just ask me. Let me ask you this. Um, completely decked out home gym or unlimited membership to any gym of your choice.
Completely dead down home gym. Well, I don't even know why
Right.
you asked me that. You already know the answer to that. I don't like trading with other people. I love empty gyms, bro. I love it. Like I
I
said, I don't
used to.
mind if you like, because there's one thing I hate the most is crowded gyms. That makes me want to drop kick somebody. Because a lot of people aren't there; they just in the fucking way. That's my issue. Like if it's empty, you're not in the way. Well, a crowded gym, because considering I've been in crowded gyms and I've been in empty gyms, and of course I've done stuff at home, which is mostly what I do now. But I will take an empty or medium empty, whatever, the middle of that any day over a crowded gym. No. F all of y'all. Get out the way.
Bruh, when we used to go work on an exile in the
It was
wee
empty.
hours of the morning,
It was basically empty.
and that didn't feel weird to you?
No, I loved it. That was great. That's why I love that is outside of the drive. I didn't like that part. Outside of the drive, I love going to work. We were damn near midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Right. And I'm
Like,
like, bro,
bruh,
like, ain't nobody here.
that was perfect. It's like being in a candy store by yourself. I ain't got to share with nobody. Oh my God. Like I said, you act like it was totally empty. It was some people there, but
It
it
was
didn't
like four
matter.
people there, but nobody.
Cool. And they were doing their thing, not in the way. We said, was yeah, perfect. Ah,
See, the problem was being okay, I'll say this. Being in a hardcore gym environment is synergy. Is if you see me struggling, somebody gonna come spot me and get the weight off. If you see me going for a max, everybody in the gym gonna be like, yo, let's go, you can do that.
okay.
And and you when the gym is empty, it's just you don't have that element there.
Well, one, I guess you just disrespected me. That's what we
No.
weren't gym partners. You had me
Oh no,
right
no, no.
there.
We're
So there you go. That's pretty motivating enough to me. You have a partner. I don't mind having gym partners. I love partners. Now,
oh
do I
yeah.
need a partner and then a full other gym of partners? No, I don't. So
No,
no.
but also the other think about all the times we've been in the gym and somebody came and bigged you up. That was cool.
I don't give a
Like,
like that
like
weight was gonna get moved if you did or not.
as many times as like, oh wow, that's your son? Yeah. Bigging
Yeah,
you
that's
up. I'm
good for
like, that's
you.
what
That
I'm talking
made
about.
you feel good. That I didn't give a I'm not there for validation. I'm there to move this. If anything, I'm in a bad mood trying to move this. So I don't care. I got music in my ears. I got you screaming at me. I really don't care. Like, yo, that's not my. Hey, it's cool. If some people love that, you love that. That's cool. That's not my thing. That's all right. People can be
And
different. I don't understand why you don't think people are different and have different personalities and like different environments. I like the
and
quiet and peaceful one because it's the crowded and everyone's in the way. Just gonna make me more irritated. Now I might maybe lift more because I'm mad because I'm like, oh, you motherfuckers in the way, but I don't need that.
and no, for the record, I was going there, but you got there first. No, you were still my all-time favorite training partner. It was great when it was you and I there. It was a little weird because it was the hour. It's late as hell. It's spooky, and we out there in freaking Rosedale, Maryland. I'm like,
Now that was a spooky part.
yeah,
That's it. I ain't like the
that's what I'm
crowd.
like. And it's
Yeah.
just me. Put it this way: if we were in Texas, we wouldn't have went.
Oh no 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 no.
No, that's what I'm like. Love having for a training partner. I love it. And as long if it's just me and you, I'm cool. But it was just a little weird being out there. It's 4 people in the gym, and it's always one person out on the floor that's a little suspect. But no, as long as it's me and you, I'm good. But also, I'm just thinking about here. Like, I don't know what's worse because the gym I go to now is open 24/7. And well, for one, let me talk about your initial question. If I have to choose between laid out home gym versus actually going to a dope gym, I'm choosing going to a dope gym. It just there's no laziness there. There's no laziness there because the issue I find is when I'm home, it's easy to be like, I get to it later. I'll do a bit later, do a bit later, and all of a sudden 3 days went by, and you ain't did nothing. So
Yeah,
I'd rather have a hardcore gym that I can go to that's close by than the home setup if I had to pick.
well, basically anarchy because I find out anarchy is 24 hours. So, and that's around the corner. So if I, eventually go there, sign up for that, and go late as hell, and it's probably gonna be empty. I'm gonna be happy because I ain't gotta go all the way to Rosedale. I just go down there around the corner and be empty gym with all the toys.
True, true, true,
So
true, true,
yeah,
true,
that's heaven for me. Like I said,
true.
working out at home is not an issue because at this point, besides I was bullying myself, it's just it's just routine. It's to the point now that if I don't train at least 5 or at least bare minimum 3 times a week, I'm going to generally hate myself more than I already do. So I literally can't do it because I'm gonna feel bad. So yeah, I got to discipline.
I understand. But yeah, circling back to the point I was making, like, yes, it blew my mind the amount of people that was just okay being in a house, but like basically being in their own bunker. I'm like, dog, touch grass, go
Amen.
outside.
In their house. Go walk their
I
dog.
can't just sit there in the house with the. And this has been since I was a kid, and my mom, your grandmother will tell you this. I was one of those kids. Just give me the ass whooping. Don't have me on punishment. No, no, I'll take the ass whooping. I'll take the 5 minutes or whatever. Because the don't go outside, no, that's death. I'm sitting here watching freaking Wheel of Fortune and can't change the channel. Yeah, don't. The, stay in the house in the '80s was a lot different.
Well, duh. Stay now in your era and my era, my young childhood. It's a different era now. Everything is
It
at
just,
the palm of your hands in the internet. Like they don't have to
but
go
even
outside
with
now.
that, it's just, and again, I think it's just, you think you touched it properly. It's just a difference. It's difference in
Generation.
eras, and it's also difference in people. I'm not an isolationist. Like That's how you know I ain't going to jail. Because the moment you try to throw me in the hole, nope, nope, that is literal mental torture.
Well, that's mental torture for most people. Even like the biggest um antisocial people still to a certain still need to be around people. So it's like, yeah, it's like a cat. Like a cat, you know what I'm saying? You can be social at times, but there's times like get the fuck away from me. But they will still be
Right.
somewhat in the vicinity, but just doing their own thing. As because if you're not there, they're gonna get upset. Trust me, I know this. So yeah, it's like yeah,
Yeah.
even the most yeah, that's our nature as humans. But some people prefer just limited contact. That's
Yeah,
okay.
I don't salute to them because I can't.
It's all
I
right.
just can't be isolated. Like I was bugging. Like it's people now. Like I hate the house. I hate the house. Dog. So you just want to sit in your house
That's them.
all the time?
Why is that an issue for you? If that's their life, if that's what they want to do, people
It's
are
just
different.
like
That's
you don't
your
want to go to TGI Fridays, have some of the unlimited wings, just be in the atmosphere. You don't want to go to the movie theater and get
why?
some real movie popcorn. Like
Why? Oh yeah, well yeah, clog your arteries. Yeah, I could do that at home. Nah, I don't care about the movie crap. What? They don't care. So
you
what?
can't get
What? How does this
groceries
affect
at
you?
your
How does this affect you? This had nothing to do with you. If you can't just admit in one breath, be like, yeah, people are different. That's the prerogative. I just can't do it. Cool, but stop saying why? Why are you doing this? Stop trying to get people to assimilate to your stuff. You sound real
you
capitalist
just
right now,
said
brother.
people are so
You sound
you just
real
said people are
capitalist
so
right now, brother. Now, everyone is not the same. That's the beauty of being human. Everyone has different personalities, different prerogatives. If you're not hurting nobody, why do we care? Let them do them. Whatever makes you happy.
um how well do you remember 30 Days a Night? And I'll leave this alone after this. How long do you remember 30 Days? How well do you remember 30 Days a Night?
Regular people to vampires. All right, I remember it. Let's go. What we doing? What we doing?
No.
The Sun
Remember the
Digest.
So remember the dude, the big dude that was kind of ostracized the community. He also played Bobby Munson on SOA,
He played
and
Bobby. Wait, Bobby. He was in the 30 Days a Night.
yes,
I gotta watch it again. I don't remember. He part of that?
Lord, that's where I first saw him. Yes, before he was Bobby Munson, he was an old dude on 30 Days a Night. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because when I forgot his name, gave him a ticket for having his machine oil dripping oil all over the place. And he was like, "You don't have to give me a ticket." And he explained to the other officers, like, just give it to him so he can feel like he's part of the community. And that's the point I'm making. You're part of the community. If you
Oh,
just in your house all the time, you're not part of it's easy to feel isolated and not part of the larger community.
what the? I
That's the
don't even like none of y'all. The larger community.
I'm done.
Like
I'm
you
done.
know, wait, hold on. Larger community. What you
I'm
think? This
done.
family matters or something? Huh? Larger
I'm done.
community. You not know
I'm
what's
done.
happening outside? You want to be part of that? You want to get kirked, huh? You want to get kirked. I ain't trying to get kirked, bro.
Oh yeah, you.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm done.
Like,
I'm done.
how many of you, all right, let's keep this funky. How many of your neighbors right now you just, oh, y'all just cozy buddy with? That whole community that you with, that whole little nice ass neighborhood you at. You good with that whole community?
I'll give you an example. The one, neighbor to the left, cool white dude, has a Porsche, kicks it with us, kicks him up our law every time we see him. Cool dude. He has two cats. I had a cat. We bonded. Cool neighbor. The neighbor to my right, they're actually renting the house. They heard about my wife's condition. They have brought by homemade jelly, homegrown peppers, came and sat at the kitchen table and kicked it with us and everything. So, yes,
That's cool.
larger community.
That's cool, but that's not everybody, brother. Like you can still be part of the community, but still be to yourself. Like if you're not harming no
No, you
one,
can't.
what
But
sense?
how? How? How can you be part of a larger community just be to yourself? How does that work?
One, think about the neighborhood you live at, so you can do that. Because I'm sure you weren't doing that in Buffalo. East Side Buffalo. I'm sure you wasn't doing that there. Like, yeah, you might have had a few neighbors you was cool with, but for the most part, you was kind of. Let's be real. That's not everywhere. You live in a nice neighborhood now. Victory
Oh,
has defeated you, brother. But
so nice step is based on income bracket now. That's what you're saying.
is that not true?
You can't be cool with your neighbors in the projects.
Never said you couldn't. That's habit. But how often is that really happening? Because if that was the case, then a lot of issues probably wouldn't happen if it was an actual community.
You sound a real income biased right now. You sound a real income biased, but okay.
Am I lying?
Yes. Tell you
No,
how.
you had to think
Boom,
about
boom,
it.
boom.
You had
Hold
to
on,
think
hold
about
on.
it.
I'll tell
You
you
had to
how.
think about it.
I'll tell you how.
Don't
I
mention
will,
one neighbor, dog. I don't want to hear that. I need to hear multiple neighbors on that street just doing for each other like that. That's what I
okay,
need.
hold on. Real life. See, it's funny. I can use your life as an example. So here we go. Way back when we used to live on Sanders, and before we moved to Baltimore, right? Yes, this was before we moved to Baltimore. Um, you were going to school and coming back, and you had to go to the aftercare center that was
I
two doors
remember that.
down, right?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, so when I had to work late, the neighbor downstairs will pick you up. If that didn't work, Rod and Rich and Randy lived in the building at the end of the block.
That's
Boom.
literally your boys. So that's not even the.
Would you like to pull your pants up now since you take a nice steaming crap over my idea? Like, would you wait? I can't. I can't hear you. Check one, two.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can hear me, but I can't hear
okay,
you.
I'm back. I'm back. I'm back.
Okay, here we go.
All right. I guess I got charged this drug. Yeah, I do. All right. Doing. Sorry for the difficulties, people. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right.
We were talking about you crapping all over my idea, but I just gave you an example of neighbors working together, being cool.
I'm good with that. That's not everywhere. And the fact that we came to this just because some people just like to be like in their own bubble. It's like, damn, you menace society. You compare them to vampires and like, damn, just because they don't want to be like, that's crazy. You hate dogs but love cats, but you hate when a person act like a cat. God damn, you act more like a fucking dog. So I'm surprised how the hell you don't like dogs. Talking about, people, like no,
You know,
like. That's why I like cats because we similar personality. Hey, I'm good with being around people. When I rock with you, I want to be around you a lot. If I don't know you, I'm observe, make sure everything's good. And then if I find out you good, we good. If you not, get the fuck away from me. So yeah, I'm more of a cat. You more of a dog. That's the funniest thing ever. Like
it's so this is where I gotta burst the bubble a little bit.
absolutely.
Maybe you forgot about the existence of Cat Island, where literal hundreds of cats live in a colony together.
Mm,
Hmm. Cat Island. Yes.
right.
It is an island full of nothing but cats. They have their own
No,
colony, their
no,
own distinctions.
no people.
They intermingle. So
No
yes,
people. Right. No people. That's the thing. Like the cats, they're
they
fine.
they, they are the people. So
Right. It's their people.
this is me waving the white flag. This is me. This is
Here's
this
the
is
thing,
me
it's like
waving.
that is sick that some people just like doing their own thing. Does that
It's
make them a menace to society?
no, it's just different.
It
It's a
is.
little
It
odd to
should be.
me.
It got nothing to do with you.
Like one of the things I love about the world's greatest city is it's a city of 8 million, and you get a nice balance of individuality within the machine. So I could be, like I said, I can be standing in Times Square looking at all the lights and all the brilliance and not interrupt the flow. And I'm still surrounded by people and energy.
You surrounded by people that don't give a on the public transportation that's gonna bump into you that don't give two ish. Like, yeah, and then you all
I didn't say on the train. I'm saying standing in Times Square.
yeah, Times Square is well okay, I've probably been to Times Square more than you, but dog, that's where the most people get bumped into because that's the tourist trap. But no, yeah, being like overpriced and then living on top of each other. Great recipe for neighborly and happily ever after.
You're you're never alone. You're never without someone to talk to or interact with. And the city itself breathes its own air. Like it.
You
What more could you?
breathing each other's air, literally.
Yo, what?
I, I start talking about this.
Who made you this way?
I rock with me, but he making me he throwing lies on the back, but I got slammed down. But yeah, I'm just saying this crazy that we went on this long ass tangent all because you can't basically stand people doing their own things. That's why. That is why. I want to live in a free country, but no, you want to dictate everybody got to be a dog. Wag their tail when they see. No, that's fine. People have different personalities, do their own thing. If you're not hurting cats and kittens, like you just said, who can? You like being in the house, that's your prerogative. If you like being in the middle, that's your prerogative. If you like going outside 24/7 and you just live outside, don't even come home, that's your prerogative. Hey, one
Oh, man.
live how you want to live. Can I live? Can they live?
Nowhere in Imagine did John Lennon say, "Imagine."
Uh-oh. Did we lose you?
Religion, you know,
I didn't hear what.
nothing to kill or die for. At no point did he say, imagine we ain't ever got to go outside. That was not in the song. That was not in the song. But okay,
What they do go outside, so it's literally damn near no one that never touches outside too. So what? What they got to do with you? Yo, I need to learn the master of minding my own business.
I do.
So why you get upset or trying to persuade people to be outside for everything? Why?
Because if the baseline for all things is the world's greatest city and see how that moves and how that works, why wouldn't I encourage intermingling of people? It's a social thing. We can all sit on the same train and we just around each other. We ain't got to all interact. We ain't all got to kick it, but we around each other's presence.
Man, see how that goes. We saw how that
White flag, just
goes.
white flag.
Anytime there's a joke that we both know that's not a joke, that is a joke. Hey, something crazy happened with animals outside, probably Florida shit. Something happens in the public transportation, probably New York shit. So yeah, hey, there's positives, negatives.
Okay, all right, bet. But listen, if y'all quarantined and y'all stayed in the house for a month straight and just got delivery and contactless,
Then let them do it. Like, what that got to do with us? Nothing. It literally does not
so
take
the
my
generation, one of the knocks against the generation after yours is those mofos don't know how to interact with people, don't know basic handshake, eye contact, don't know how to interact in real time. The dudes don't know how to have a conversation with a woman. It's just all the social pieces of interaction because you can't get married online.
is who. I'm sure there's
You
some.
can't. You can't. You can't.
Okay, well they don't want to get married, do it.
So I'm just saying the erosion of human contact is problematic. The I just want to stay in my house and the ability to do so presents more harm than good.
That's a few people. Like you act like that's the entire population. That's
Bro, as I told
few
you, I
people.
was surprised. Okay, when quarantine hit, I was surprised by the amount of people that was like, "Oh, I ain't been at the house since the whole month." Dog, it's the 24th.
Here,
You been in your house for 24 straight days?
there's one that was during the literal pandemic. People were scared. Like, remember, we're anomalies. Most people were scared. So that's No, some people just don't rock with people like that. It just they want limited contact. And honestly, with like way it's looking, hell yeah, I understand. I'm never gonna go to that extreme, but I understand. Hey,
I I'm,
wherever it
I'm
helps you, Sandy, whatever. Because the last thing we want is people that don't like being around people to be around a lot of people and start crashing out, like we see now.
I agree.
You know what?
I'm not disagreeing with that, but the inherent issue is, geez, I hate to make the analogy. Um, when you have feral cats, the only way they can get adopted is if they get accustomed to human contact. So it takes time. Sometimes it takes a month, sometimes it takes 6 months, but eventually these cats are better because they can coexist with people.
Right.
Ain't a whole lot different. If you've been in your house at every pot, if you come outside as little as possible, it's gonna be weird. It's gonna be an interesting experience when you're around people. But okay, all right,
Yeah, nothing to do with me. Nah.
all right. Moving on. Finally, my bad. That was a hell of a detour. My bad.
Freaking 30 days a night because people just want to just relax.
Yeah, yeah. That was a Reed Richards stretch. I got it. That was a Reed Richards. I got it. Uh, in some other good news, we talked about Trey Reed a few weeks ago, a couple pods ago, and I'm not sure much has happened since. But one thing that has happened is Colin Kaepernick, lightning rod of the NFL, a supporter of all things Black justice, um, has decided to pay for an independent autopsy. So whereas the state has considered this open and shut, oh, well, brother hung himself. We're done to see here. And the family's like, F you mean is done to see here. Colin Kaepernick has stepped in and paid for an autopsy, a independent autopsy, because we're trying to figure out how you get two black men hanging from trees. And I apologize if I forgot the other brother's name. But yeah, we suspect foul play. Let's just say it. We suspect foul play. So I get it. The local police department. I've been doing real good on that one. The local police department just open and shut. Looks like he analyzed himself. We're done here. Family says, yeah, but not Lee Corso voice, not so fast, my friend. Um, Cap is paying for an independent autopsy. I think that's an awesome thing. Your thoughts, sir?
Damn. How to get. Hopefully the truth comes in. Because, too many things is not adding up. And I'm not even good at math, but 2 plus 2 is not equal 5. I know that.
You said the truth comes out. That presumes we ain't dealing with the truth already, huh?
Let's just hope the truth comes out. Whatever. Hey, if it's cool.
Agree.
If it's not, whatever. The truth, I just want the truth. So whatever it
Agree. Agree. Um, and this one is interesting. It's dear to my heart. China has effectively cured diabetes.
Mm.
As long as this certain asshat is in office, we won't know. I'm fairly sure of it. But they have cured it. Not found in treatment, cured it.
Hmm. That makes you think the many things they can cure. But go ahead.
You know what? I usually give you kickback on that.
Not this.
But
Hmm.
after looking at the things I've saw and the things I've sent you about the origins of chemo, that's something that's near and dear to my heart, and it pisses me off. You essentially rebranded poison, and I'm not going to go deep to the rabbit hole. I'll ask anyone listening to look it up. But no, it just makes you rebranded poison. Chemo is pretty rough on the body. Anyone who's gone through chemo will tell you that. Um,
Radiation in your body. Your body ain't designed for that. You ain't the Incredible Hulk.
it's knowing people that have been affected by this. It's it,
I,
it's just you can't put. You can't put two and two together and not start getting a little bit pissed off.
Mm.
And it's not a you start coming to the conclusion it's not a healthcare system. It's a for-profit system.
Here. Everywhere else seems to get the memo, but here, yes, here.
True. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. And this country just seems the USA just seems on a very just basic base level, it seems like, hey, how much money can we make off of you until you die? But if you're lucky and certain things go your way, you get to join the class of people who make money instead of just simply having money made off of them.
Yeah.
And even to that end, judging by certain quote unquote rich people we see, they willingly plug themselves into the machine. Let me get some Botox. Let me get some fake boobs. Let me get a fake ass. Let me buy all these things. Like, so you actually have the access and the means and the ability to not plug into the system, but you do anyway. And it's like you said, it's just weird to see. It's weird to see.
I mean, we must be the only ones to know how it feels that our own government hates us.
I mean, because even with the funny thing is, even with prison, all of this is designed to kill you slowly and profit off of you as much as possible.
The goal.
Like poverty is a trap that makes you feed the system because because you're poor, you want all the things. Being poor costs more because you know how much you rack up in insufficient funds fees and late fees and any late payment is hitting your credit score. So now you're never gonna you see them being poor costs more.
Credit scores.
And middle class and rich people think, oh, you're poor because you're just buying a whole bunch of Jordans. There's some of that, but I promise you, if I went to any hood and told the people who bought Jordans to never buy Jordans, it's not going to change their economic situation, but so much.
It's not.
So it's just wild to see. So the last thing, one on the board, but last thing, great debaters, and I'm curious, and then we'll wrap this thing up. At old Charlie Kirk's funeral, Agent Orange responded to his wife's saying, "I don't," Charlie Kirk's wife, and amongst of everything else, managed to say, "I forgive them." Went real Christian Jesus-y on us. Cool.
I wonder.
I don't know if that staged or not. I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt because I don't know no better, and say she meant it. Cool. Agent Orange comes behind that and says, "Nope, I don't wish them well. I don't wish my opponents well." Da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you Jeter this thing. Where do you stand on that statement? Because yeah, I'll shut up. Where do you stand on that statement? Because I don't want to taint your idea. I don't want to taint your thoughts. So when you have the sitting president pretty much calling for revenge and talking about he hates his enemies, where are you sitting on that?
It's a double-edged sword because your enemy was your friend. Like, do we? That's why I said I'm not buying the BS that what you said. 'Cause remember, when this first happened, we didn't really know who did it. Everyone saying, "Oh, death penalty." Oh, see, either the blacks or Hispanics or trans, blah blah. Or once they find out he's white, oh, it's the libtards. They did that. They did it. And find out, oh no, he's white, straight, and Republican. Oh, you know what? I forgive. Let's pray for him. The tone switched once we started to get the details of who it was allegedly. And once it was one of y'all, that's when the tone and you took the bass out your voice, then it was more of the Christian rap. First of all, I was like, none of this shit, like, sorry, like y'all wanted war. Even the wife said something basically like, you don't know, you have no idea what you just unleashed. Now it's, oh, forgive me. Once you find out who it was, it's forgiveness. Jesus, I pray for his soul. Like that's cool if you did that from the start. Hey, respect. But you didn't. Y'all seething at the teeth. Y'all had red in your eyes. This was the call to action. Pretty much what Trump was saying. Except Trump ain't switch up. He still said, nah, F yeah. So it's like, yeah, I'm clearly not on the same page. Or you are, and y'all just playing everybody, which probably was happening. But hey, no, I don't really care because y'all all switched up. Because it was literally one of your own. So is your own people
So,
enemy?
and I think that's where my question lies. So everybody switched up, but Trump. So this out and out say, I don't for essentially I don't forgive you. I don't like my opponents. I don't like where does that statement sit with you? You sympathize with that and get it, or like that's the absolute wrong thing to say.
It's Trump. I think when he's not being handled by someone, that yeah, he gonna say what he want to say, for better or worse. I give him this. Outside of certain things, he gonna say what he gonna say, or whatever's on his mind, for the most part. So yeah, the whole idiot savant thing. There you go. You already know how he feels about his own base. So it actually wouldn't even be out of character to say like, yeah, I'm really my enemy too, but I kind of need you for now. Makes sense. Pawns get hey, what Magneto say? What was it Magneto?
Pawns go first.
Pawns go first. They're meant to be sacrificed. You sacrifice pawn. That's the point.
I I asked you first because I'm kind of sitting with this one trying to figure it out. I don't know which is bigger. Your obligation to the veneer, to the country, or being truthful. So here's what I mean real quick. I won't drag this out very long. Listen, we have expectations of leaders. We have expectations of a certain amount of intelligence, a certain amount of decorum, um, consideration, if you will. We elevate by default who leaders are. Obama is the last leader that we've seen exude what we think leadership should be, what we think leadership should look like. Now, I am not, I am not forgetting at all. All this shit is a sham. Again, it's veneer. All this shit is a sham. But you gotta put on and look like something, right?
Why?
So the leader does not sow seeds of hate. I don't like my enemies. I don't like my opponents. I'm sorry, they can't. You understand what you can spark off by being loose to the lips like that, right? That's not what a leader does.
No,
But
leader.
a leader is supposed to tell the truth, right? He told the truth. It's Trump for crying out loud. He told the truth. I don't like my opponents. I saw a sister that I know post this as an example of exactly why this asshat is unfit to lead. And one of the biggest MAGA fans on her page responded with, well, it's the same thing. It's only a problem because Trump said it. Michael Jordan says the same thing. Kobe said the same thing. It's only a problem because Trump said it. And I'm like, dog, you realize we're not,
That's
I
crazy.
get where you trying to go. No, no. This ain't a competition. This ain't the NBA finals, my guy. This ain't a heavyweight title fight.
It's
This
not.
is for all intents and purposes a leader of the free world sowing seeds of hate.
His
It's okay. Like, no, that's that. I guess, and maybe, I guess ultimately there's, I believe, I guess you could say I believe in the veneer because it's like, it's certain things you think, like, it's certain things, certain, you might be cool, certain things you and I talk about, we wouldn't dare say publicly. And we ain't presidents of the United States. I think certain shit needs to be kept back yonder, and I think that's one of them because your base clearly ain't smart enough to not take it to heart. Know your audience, right?
Maybe the
So I guess to a certain degree, you can say I believe in a veneer. I believe a leader, someone that is an elected official to lead many, there is a certain standard, a certain moral decorum you should maintain. And this, I don't like my enemies. F that. No, no.
gangster.
Uh-uh. It
Hey,
just, I just think it was, I just think it was a bad idea. I just think it was a bad idea.
if the plan was to start this, remember, before we found out what it was, it looked like the plan was to just use this to just start some shit. You know, you got everybody talking about you got the ECU getting threatened, everyone just amped up. I think, and then you got Trump pretty much trying to throw more gasoline on the big fire that's already spread.
Yeah.
I think that's intentional. You think it's an accident, just him just telling the truth? I think this is just a rally, no pun intended, a rallying cry. So yeah,
I'm sorry. 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 Uh,
so, like I think that was the point. And it seems to be working because you still got some assets out here trying to, oh, I'm ready whenever. People don't
wow.
take none of that shit to the hood, bro. Y'all don't. Never read it today.
Wow. Okay. Because I'm like, some shit you just keep to yourself, dog. And that's not even presidential. That's just, you don't blurt out you be mindful of your audience. You don't blurt out every rabbit ass thing that come to your mind.
I think, see, this is where I think the idiot savant thing comes in. I think he is aware of his audience. One, he called him stupid. So I'm pretty sure he knows all off rip. If I say this, they're going to take that to heart. I think this is all planned. And if you want to go down a bigger rabbit hole, I'm not going to get too much into it. You can literally say that Charlie was the pawn that was sacrificed for his agenda, which is
So
a lot
yeah,
of people, even on his side, are starting to see. So it's like,
I,
yeah, it
yeah,
makes
because
sense.
I didn't want to buy into the hype, but there is quite a. I thought it was one or two.
Oh,
There's a few instances of OCK being on record talking about certain people who have a blue and white flag, and that ain't that don't ever end well. That
never,
don't ever end well.
never. This is
So do with that information what you will, but I've never seen that end well.
yeah, that's a bigger rabbit hole, but either way, Trump know what he's doing. He just trying to amp up his crowd. That's the whole point.
If you're right, then this is all on brand and it all tracks. If you're right, this is all on brand and it all tracks. But I just thought it was an interesting thing because I'm like, to hear that said out loud at a funeral, no less. That's the wrong that you just go ahead and pour a little more gas on this, huh? Just go ahead and pour a little more gas on this. This is what we don't need. And then to have one of the MAGA bootlickers, Jordan says it. Trump is Kobe said it. It just no one complains when Jordan and Kobe said it. They just MAGA Trump said it.
Yeah,
Like y'all literally are a cult. You're literally
yeah.
if you hear at a funeral, I don't like my enemies. I don't like my opponents. At a funeral, as his widow just tearfully said, "I forgive them." And this is how you follow that up.
Welcome.
I- okay, okay, all right. I'll run it back. Recap, taking it from the top. Rest in power to the sister Assata Shakur. Life well lived. True revolutionary. Shout out to Cuba for keeping her safe for all these years. Shout out to Castro and all that. If that makes you feel a certain way, oh the fuck well. Um, Glad the federal employees got their jobs back. That was an awesome 8 month paid vacation. I'm a little jealous. I'm a little jealous because if I kept my current salary and just didn't have to work for the next 8 months, oh, I'll come back all kinds of brand new. Dog, I have all kind of passports. I have all kind of stamps on my passports. Like, are you kidding me? Shout out to them. Um, Shout out Jimmy Kimmel. Shout out to the people for standing with Jimmy. That was important. Showing what it looks like. Like, oh wait, Disney subscriptions is down. Yeah, it's not a game. To that end, and to your point, yes, there's slightly more important things to worry about as well. Let's find those 1,200 people amazingly missing from Alligator Albatross. No record, no nothing, just missing. Let's turn our attention there while we're at it. Because you're right, we can do more. We can walk and chew gum. We can walk and chew gum. Um, Shout out to Kaep again. A biracial credit to our race, unlike the Canadian cannoli. Oh, my bad, Drake. Say Drake. Okay. Shout out to China for completely curing diabetes. Hopefully, all this nonsense will stop, and I'll get that cure in my lifetime. That'd be nice. That'd be nice. And yeah, miniature great debaters. It's certain shit you just don't say out loud. You just, no, you just don't say out loud. Not as a leader, not as someone with their finger on a button of nuclear weaponry. There's certain things you just don't say out loud. Okay, your recap, sir.
That's it. Rest in power to Mr. Shakur. Federal employees are probably upset they gotta come back from an 8-month paid vacation.
Dog, I'd be so rested. I'd have a tan, and I'm dark skinned. I'd have a tan. I'm so rested.
Kimmel back, yeah, that's cool. I'm happy, but yeah, what Kobe say? Job not finished. Yeah, that's a proper Kobe quote right there, mother. But yeah, shout out to Cap, you know, doing Cap things. Uh, China curing diabetes. Yeah, you might as well just move to China, bro. You ain't getting it here. Might as well take a trip to China. And hopefully they accept your black ass. But yeah, uh, who's Trumpy? Yeah, I mean, he's just gonna do what he do. I mean, that's it. In a weird way, he's diabolically genius. His work, he knows how to get the people going. So yeah, he knows what to say and what not to say conveniently over certain topics. But yeah, America, God bless.
America. Yeah. All right. Another show in the books. I'm happy to not have my glasses on. Allergies are done, so we should be back on schedule. We're gonna give it a shot because we got the green light on TikTok, so we're gonna see if we can make that happen. But either way, if you've been tuning in here, we hope you tune in over there. But this is another great show. Yeah, I said a podcast. See you next week and peace.
Now,